Hello, um, this is my presentation in TEL 111, Module 5. I've titled it, How Does Poverty Impact a Student's Education? By me, Raven Kelsey. Poverty and Education Overview. In America, poverty has been a long-going issue that many children have faced. We will discuss and go over the effects of the 2020 pandemic and how it affects families and students in public schools to this day. The COVID-19 pandemic has been an ongoing disruption to children in public school across the world. Since testing was canceled in 2020, there became even more concern about test score gaps between low poverty and high poverty schools. Scores for students in poor districts around the country have shown little improvement, and in many cases, some kept falling further below average. Standardized testing continues to be a big debate in education as far as if it's needed and if it makes a big impact for the students and teachers. In this slide, I wanted to go over a group of students that were affected the most from low income families, Black students in poverty during COVID. Child poverty rates increased during the pandemic, particularly among Hispanic and Black children. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the poverty rate of U.S. Black students reached a record low of 17.1% in 2022. As we all can imagine, all students and families in poverty were playing catch up. Many families were still recovering from unemployment and a lack of supplies for their kids to reach their full potential in a homeschool setting. Things like nourishing meals, Wi Fi at home, help with assignments, and emotional support played a big part in their academic success. Poverty and inequality are two closely linked issues in education. They both affect the quality and access of education to students, whether it be a well off school district or a high poverty school district. Students in both districts go through effects of being in poverty and or inequality. A major debate surrounding students in poverty is centered around how to best address the systematic inequalities in funding and resources between schools in high poverty and those in wealthier districts. A project by the name of Project 2025 has been presented, which would affect the Department of Education, students, families, and teachers alike. Here I've listed um, the possible pros that have been presented for this future project. The proposals in Project 2025 would reshape the American education system, early education through college from start to finish. The low income families definitely depend on the government for assistance when it comes to education, so this act would play a big part in that. The big debate on students in poverty and education centers around the significant challenges faced by children from low income backgrounds in accessing quality education. This issue faces the need for targeted interventions to level the playing field and the role of systemic changes like equitable school funding to address the inequality. Some argue that individual effort can overcome these issues. Others emphasize the systemic barriers that prevent many students from reaching their full potential due to their socioeconomic status. In all, I believe it will take us as a community to continue to stand up to unfair policies that make it harder for children that can't help the financial and socioeconomic situation they've been put in. This is no easy task. The 2020 pandemic only highlighted the problems with this issue even more. Poverty within students takes away from the value and joy of education. We must all play a part. Slowly but surely, we can all make small and big changes that make a difference in the education and overall success of our future leaders. Here's a list of my references and citations used for this project. I appreciate you taking the time to go over it with me. I hope you have an amazing rest of the year.